The Daily Mail. Tucker Carlson slams Biden administration for secretly enlisting the military to resettle illegal immigrants around the country. As the leaked emails reveal, soldiers were banned from taking pictures or posting about mission on the media. Tucker Carlson obtained an internal email sent in Laughlin Air Force Base. The email by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Burrows told service members stationed there that they would be seeing passenger planes transporting migrants. Burrows told his subordinates that they were not to take photos of the planes or post anything about them on social media. The Pentagon confirmed that the military base was being used by ICE as it was in May 2019 during Donald Trump's presidency. Carlson did not say where the flights full of migrants were going. ICE has since March flown migrants across the country from one border crossing to another for deportation in what are termed lateral flights. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Anti-Woke Warrior. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed and do me the favor of watching the video to the very end. In this video, we are going to get into your weekly moment of woke. So stick around for that. And this is just insanity, isn't it? I mean, we have all these people coming into this country. And, sorry, technical difficulties. Had to reload the page. Why are all these illegals coming here? I know why, and I know why people want to come here, and we're going to talk about that. But let's get into this article. The Pentagon has confirmed to Tucker Carlson that they are using an Air Force base in Texas to fly illegal immigrants on passenger planes across the country to be resettled in the U.S. Great. That's just what we need. More people coming here. We are the third most populated country in the world. I've not been to India, the number 2 most populated country in the world. I've seen pictures. It does not look pleasant. This show has confirmed that the Biden administration has enlisted the U.S. military to move illegal immigrants secretly around our country, said Carlson on Wednesday night. He pointed to an email sent by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Burrows, stationed at Laughlin Air Force Base in Texas, explaining what was happening to his subordinates and asking that they keep it secret. So let's take a look at this video. I'm sure I'm going to get a copyright hit on this if I try to upload even a small portion of the video. So I'm going to cut a bunch of it out, but we'll see if I can get this video to upload or not.
How many people is that? Well, it's more people than live in the entire cities of San Francisco, or Denver, or Seattle, or Indianapolis, or Boston, or Charlotte, or we could keep going. And that's all in just 6 months. That is enough people to change this country forever. Now, you may argue that's a good thing. America will benefit from this mass influx of new people from foreign countries. If so, we'd love to hear that argument in detail. No one so far has explained how that works.
Can't make that argument in detail because there is no argument. The argument is, oh, the food will be better. Yay. So, yeah, tacos are not hard to make. I make a damn good taco. Don't know what to tell you about that.
But what you can't argue is that opening the borders was legal, or that anyone in this country voted for it. Now, Lieutenant Colonel Burrows offered no national security justification for keeping any of this secret because there is no national security justification for keeping it from the rest of us. He just told the people who work for him not to talk.
So that's really good to hear that our U.S. military is keeping our borders safe on the southern side of the country. It warms my heart. Oh, no, wait. Am I mishearing him?
During the last administration, you'll remember, the Pentagon firmly refused to protect America's southern border. That's not our job, they said. It's too political. Send us to Syria. And yet, according to this document, here was the very same U.S. military leadership at the Pentagon helping the Biden administration with maximum enforced stealth, with secrecy, to subvert this country's core immigration laws.
Yeah, that's not hypocritical at all, right? It's not okay to defend the border, but it is okay to allow anybody to come in that we want to.
What's happening most of the time is that they are boarding buses and heading into America's heartland. A conveyor belt of commercial and charter buses, just like this one in Del Rio, Texas, are carrying tens of thousands sight unseen from Texas, Arizona, and California borderlands northward.
Now, our job is to shut up and accept it. We know that they will call us names if we don't accept it, but no thanks. What's happening, what they're doing, is wrong. It is, moreover, a violation of the most basic promise of democracy, which is that citizens get to control who runs the government.
Yeah, so covers it pretty well. Let's take a look at the article here. Over the next few days, weeks, or months, you may see passenger aircraft on a ramp transporting undocumented non-citizens. This was Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Burrows talking about this here. Please review the attached guidance on the issue. Do not take photographs and refrain from posting anything on social media. Chris Mitchell, a Pentagon spokesman, confirmed that Laughlin was being used again for the immigration authorities' flights. He described the flights from Laughlin as non-citizen movement as part of Immigration and Customs Enforcement's mission. It was unclear where they were flying to. The transportation of migrants away from the border and inland on buses had been reported before, as had the flying of migrants from one border crossing to another for deportation in what are termed lateral flights. The military airbase Laughlin was previously used by ICE in 2019 under Donald Trump, according to San Angelo Live. There's people waiting. There's aircraft. This is just ridiculous. Last month, a Texas Democrat, Tony Gonzalez, wrote to military officials recommending they use Laughlin for ICE activities. Gonzalez wrote to Jennifer Miller, acting Assistant Secretary of the Air Force, for installations to request access at Laughlin for ICE to fly migrants to their final destination rather than releasing them in the Del Rio area. Yeah, their final destination should be back in the country they came from, and it should start as soon as they cross the border. The Del Rio Border Patrol sector has been stretched beyond their means by the overwhelming amount of migrants being apprehended on a daily basis, said Congressman Gonzalez. Wow, what a concept. There's too many people coming. They all want to come here, even though America is just the worst place ever. By utilizing Laughlin Air Force Base, ICE could address the high number of migrant releases and alleviate the pressure that this crisis has inflicted on border communities. No, you just say, hey, you can't come. There's no getting into this country, period. If you try to get in, you'll be detained, you'll be deported, etc. The Biden administration has, since March, been flying migrants from one processing center to another, from where they are then deported. ICE have not responded to questions. The question is, where are all these people going? Asked Carlson. Several times ICE promised us additional details, but in the end, we never heard back. Apparently, Americans do not have a right to know where foreign nationals are being resettled in their own country. Carlson returned to this theme of white replacement theory, the idea that Democrats are deliberately bringing in Hispanic migrants in the belief that they are more likely to vote Democrat than Republican. That's not what their belief is. This is not their belief, and I'll explain that in a moment here. The theory sparked widespread anger, with the Anti-Defamation League accusing Carlson of parroting white supremacist ideas and calling for him to be fired. Okay, the reason that people are bringing in, that people want this, the Democrats, the woke actually, want these Hispanic people to come into the country, is because they want to eliminate all white people from the country. That's what they want to do. It has nothing to do with changing voters to Democrats. It doesn't. They want to actually get rid of white people. And they bring in enough non-white people, of course, then they'll offset the white population. Eventually they'll outbreed us and we'll all be gone. On Wednesday, Carlson repeated this accusation, claiming without evidence that the migrants were being transported inland and saying, oh, changing the electoral map, are we? Serving the businesses that paid for you to get elected, are we? Yes, we are. What you're watching is demographic transformation. There you go. That's what it is, demographic transformation. Not political transformation, but actual racial transformation. In our country, without our consent and in violation of our laws, that is happening. Our job is to shut up and accept it. We know they will call us names if we don't accept it, but no thanks. What's happening, what they are doing is wrong. It is moreover a violation of the most and basic promise of democracy, which is that citizens get to control who runs the government. We as citizens have an absolute right to know what exactly they are doing, and we are going to try to learn. U.S. officials encountered 180,000 migrants during the month of May, reaching a new peak under President Joe Biden, a 1% increase compared to April's numbers. June's figures are not yet out. The number of migrants encountered in the U.S.-Mexico border has reached the highest point in nearly 2 decades. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. They are trying to replace white people with this. That's why they keep bringing people in here. But, you know, I keep hearing this country is terrible. It's the worst country in the world. The woke always tell me, it's just horrible here. Oh, my gosh, America's the worst. Then why is it that everybody wants to come here? And why is it that you want to let everybody come here? See, you want to let everybody come here so you can offset the white people so that the country becomes great again, right? The country will become great again when there's no white people left. You saw the imagery of the bus, the video of the bus there. Most of those people on there were black. There was also a lot of Hispanic people on there. Now, the thing is, why do these people actually want to come here? They want to come here because the United States is the shining beacon on the hill. Reminds me of this ad, right? There's this ad down here. Here we go. We are the shining beacon on the hill, but let's go down and look at this ad. Ed Sheeran, he has a song called Castle on the Hill. Yes, the United States is the ivory castle, the ivory palace on the hill, where you can go and actually partake of the riches, and you can take some of the riches for yourself and take them back to your home country even. So that's why everybody wants to come here. We've given the example to the rest of the world for over 100 years now of how to function as a society so that you can have wealth, so you can have prosperity, so that you can have peace of mind and comfort. Most of the world will not accept our way of life in order to do that. Now, granted, the United States does have a huge advantage, and that is that the world is wedded to the US dollar, but okay, what about Australia? They have their own currency. So does Europe. And the people in Western Europe, the people in Australia are doing much better than the people in, say, South America that are coming here illegally. And they are doing better in spite of the fact that the entire world is dependent on the US dollar because oil is priced on the US dollar. So you can do it if you want to. This is a big problem because, oh, look, we have COVID cases among migrants in Rio Grande Valley sector surge 900% as border numbers continue to rise. These people who want to bring all of these migrants here are the ones who are saying, get the vaccine, wear your mask. But we don't need to check people at the border. We can let all these people come in here and spread the disease. Yay, we can get the Delta variant. We can get the whatever next variant is going to be. I just, call it the Mexican variant. I don't care. In fact, you should be naming it after countries and peoples. That's what it is. And I think in this article here, we have more recent information on the number of people coming into the country. Title 42 expulsion. They're kicking these people back because they have the COVID. Maybe it wasn't this article where we got into the number of right here we go. We saw more than 180 migrants in June alone. 25% increase in the number of family units encountered. This is great. We have footage right here of people just walking across the border and getting into an ICE van. Here we go. Approximately 68,000 migrants were taken into custody in June 2006, compared to 189,000 apprehensions last month, which was a 5% increase from May, the Texas Tribune reported. Insanity, the number of people that are coming here. We have to lock this down. And this is just a video of people walking over here, getting into the back of this van. That's it. You can watch it if you want to. I'll leave links in the comments. I always leave my links in the comments for you. That way YouTube doesn't get funny about them. Here's a still image from that. This is what happens. It's insane. But we need a better border wall. Look at this border wall here. This is our border wall, and it's not good enough. When you have something like, let's see up here, something like this right here, this can work to a large degree, except the bottom is easily cut, and then these slats can be pushed out, and you can slide through the opening, the gap there. These bars should be turned around the other way. It would be harder to climb up because they're V-shaped. These are V-shaped bars, and we're seeing the point of the V here that this guy's face is against. So it's easy to grab onto the backside and just shimmy up. It's so easy to climb this thing. And if we look here, look at this. Oh, how unfortunate for these people to have to cross this border by using a ladder. Now they do have the jump down on the other side, but they can maybe get down and slide down. Unlikely, they're probably gonna have to fall down. And that is a long fall, not long enough that they would probably injure themselves, but they might, especially if they're older, they would. So the wall needs to be taller. It needs to have an overhang on the Mexico side. Let's see here. What else we got for this border wall? Anything good? I don't know that we're gonna find anything good here. I wanted to get video. Maybe I'll put up some videos of people crossing the border wall and the techniques they use to do it. These guys climbing over the wall. Looks like they're going to make it the way that they are. Here, dropping a child into the waiting arms of somebody else. Looks like they drove something up here, and they have a pile of rocks in a cage. The woke are wanting to have no wall, and just let them come in. And the wall that we have isn't sufficient. We need a better wall. We don't know what to tell you about that other than we need a better wall. We need to have a trench on the Mexico side that's at least 5 feet deep, and then the wall that's stretching 30 feet high with an overhang on the Mexico side so they can't easily climb up that and get over the wall. It's really disappointing to me to see how this is. Look at all these people. Let's look at this right here. This is going to be interesting. These girls on their first attempt climbed the wall in 18 seconds. Good job. Look at this here. People just easily climbing up this wall because we don't know how to make a barrier that's going to keep people out. Clearly, it's not. I mean, it's not that hard to do. But I sit around and think about things all day long. So what do I know? Anyway, yeah, we've got to do something about this border crisis. I explained to you what's happening. These people want to come here, and the people who want them to come here just want to get rid of white. They want to get rid of the white people in the world. Now, moving on to your weekly moment of woke. Kevin Smith is up to no good with Masters of the Universe. We know this. We've talked about this. Masters of the Universe is about to become the ultimate evil-lynn story, Kevin Smith says. Masters of the Universe Revelation showrunner Kevin Smith says part 2 of the animated series, first season, focuses heavily on evil-lynn because, it's not about He-Man at all. It can't be about He-Man because that would be about a boy, and we can't have anything about a boy anymore. It has to all be about a girl. I mean, look at this ad right here. We have a female Captain America because women wouldn't not have been busy taking care of children back in the 1930s, 1940s. This is a pretty watered-down version of evil-lynn. She's super buff and she's super tough and she's got to be a man. That's the thing is all this stuff is to be a strong woman, you have to be a man. These women are they're not even feminine in any way. They think this is what an average woman looks like. This is not what an average woman looks like. And this one is, like I said, it's really weak. It's really weak by comparison. Let's take a look here at some examples. Here's a very fit woman next to evil-lynn. The woman on the left, this is a real woman, but is this average? Is this like the women that we see in the world? It's not. The women that we see in the world are much less muscular, much less athletic than this woman is on average. And they're even doing this within their own series. This is from the first episode. This is from the fourth episode? The third episode? One of the later episodes. But look how much her muscle has grown in that amount of time because she wasn't strong enough in the first episode, apparently. Well, we can see other examples of this. Insanity. Look how strong this woman is. Super buff, muscular woman. And evil-lynn is even slightly buffer than her. We even have this presenting itself in artwork versus artwork. Here we go with the She-Hulk versus evil-lynn. This is the cover from She-Hulk, and here's the She-Hulk, and she is not as muscular as evil-lynn. The strongest woman in comic books, physically the strongest woman in comic books, is not as buff as evil-lynn. We have to have this show about now moving forward. This is just an example of get woke, go broke. Kevin Smith doesn't know what the fans want. He thinks the fans want what he wants. And they don't want what he wants. What they wanted to see was an adult version of the show that they enjoyed as a child. They don't want to see an adult woke version of the show they enjoyed when they were children. Okay? It's not really that hard to do. You could have made a new show, He-Man centric. The 2002 version of the show is great. evil-lynn is in it and she has a good backstory. They give her some interesting backstory stuff. It's too bad that show got canceled after 2 seasons. They could have really explored some of the things that her life was about. Now they just want to do it in this show, which is like, why are you focusing on an evil character? Why are you focusing on a female character when the show's a boy's power fantasy? And it wouldn't surprise me if they give her He-Man's sword and make her a champion, like they did with Skeletor in the last episode. Anyway, that's all I got for this time. I'm still very busy. That's why you're only getting 2 videos this week. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.